Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? Looks like I was having a little bit. I don't know what the heck was going on with that. My dang video was glitching. At least on my end, it was. Uh, how's everybody doing today? So we're going to be covering. Man, how have I got low internet signal and it is sunny and hot as hell here today? Oh well. So we're going to be talking about Werebeast today. Surprisingly enough, Werebeast is not subjugated strictly to the Celtic religion. Stories about Werebeast go all over. Most common one known is the werewolf, obviously. But there has been wereboars, werewolves, werebears, were deer. Even I've heard werebats. I've heard so many different kinds. Hey, Ozzy, how's it going? I've heard so many different kinds of werebeast. It's uncommon, and basically the term werebeast is somebody takes a either a is cursed or does a magical seance, basically, and it becomes like half whatever animal they choose and half human. Um, I've got some notes here pulled up on some different sites here. This one's from TV Thorpe's or Tropes. It says werebeasts are creatures that can transform between a human from, or it says at least humanoid. So that means that there's other ones that can do it as well. Uh, from form and an animal or animal-like form. They're also known as, and I didn't know this one. This was kind of interesting, and I'm going to butcher the hell out of this one, but it's the Rainthorpes, were creatures, or were animals. The prefix were comes from the Old English word were, W E R, meaning man. The classy term for this is, the one I couldn't say, from the Greek words for beast, thera, and human, anthropos. Such creatures can be found in the mythology of many cultures, and for me personally, I always thought it was Celtic based, but even I was wrong. The more research I did on it, more I realized it's not. Um, and the myths have inspired the frequent use of werebeast in modern fiction, fantasy, and horror movies, basically. Um, I was reading here on an old, what was this, English? It's an old historian one about werebeast. Let me get back to the top. This was actually kind of cool, and it's on Historia, historia.com / the history of werewolves. And I just found this really interesting, and it's all part of the werebeast deal. So, but they're talking stuff back to the 18th century, the Vikings, the Ulfanar, which they were known. They were a berserker type style. Berserker is actually bear. These were the wolf style, and they wore the wolf capes into battle, and were believed to be able to transform into the wolf. And when they donned their wolf cloaks, they would inherit the power and abilities and looks of the wolf. So I mean, you're getting all the way back to Norse Viking, different types of werebeasts, because you got, like I said, Berserker and the Ulfanar. Um, this other one here, trying to remember, Sam Wolf. No worries, Ozzy. You have a good one, sweetheart. Um, this is from Sam Wolf. It says part human, part animal. They are the Threanthorpes, and the tricksters reveal about human nature. Hey, Melissa, how's it going? These are beings, mythical beings that is part human, part animal, with some examples including centaur, fauns, the satyr, werewolf, were-dog, were-cat, mermaid, siren, and minotaur. In Fury fandom slang, like when I wrote Saga Grimson Book 2 Black Death, which is based off of the theory that the Dark Druids caused the Black Death for what they for what human was doing to nature. I had some of these in here. I mean, I had a werebull, which is a minotaur. I had a wereboar, a werebuck, and a werebear in there as well. These are all creatures that Grimson and the Valhalla, hey Roxanne, Valhalla Island had to fight over in Ireland, because that's mainly where part of the story, the book takes place is in Ireland. Um, but let's see, where did I leave off on that? Refers to someone who feels or believes she is partly or wholly a non-human animal, but for the purposes of this, it goes into what he's talking about. Um, the cave of Lascaux and Dordogne or Dogan, for example, features a human figure with a bird-like head or a mask around 17,000 years ago. So you're already seeing that, they've got cave paintings of this stuff going on for a long time. I mean, this is nothing new. Werebeast is nothing new. At the cave of Les Trios Freres, Freres is a section known as the Sanctuary. Um, you can find what's called the Sorcerer, a cave painting that depicts a. I need to scroll it up where I can see it better over my microphone. Um, I lost my spot there for a second. There is a like, or nope, that wasn't it. I'm up further. Um, that depicts a half human, half stag, and it's about 15,000 years old. This painting. The same cave includes another type of these creatures, an upright creature with hooves and for hands, horns, and a snout. Inside the cave of Gablu in Dordogne, there is an engraving bison-headed man figure, also dubbed the sorcerer, just like the Thraenthorpe figure in the cave of Les Trios. While the Shavat cave, there is a likewise half human, half bison creature, again named the sorcerer, between 30,000 and 32,000 years old. So I mean, here's an extensive history of people talking about Werebeast. Um, I mean, look at this one here already. That's 32,000 years old. That's a long time for this something to be just a figment of somebody's imagination. Is that where we get Dogman from, or some of this other stuff? Possibly. I believe misidentification could play effect in it. But we know that werewolves are real. So this very well could be depictions of that stuff. And I mean, we know stories from Greek about the Minotaur. You're basically getting the same depiction here 32,000 years ago. So this is definitely not new stuff. Yet it's not just in an ancient cave art that we can discover these creatures based on examples of the other creatures mentioned at the beginning, as well as the others portrayed in numerous films, comic books, blah blah blah. It's in a lot of that stuff. Bookman, God and Magic, 1961. Ivar Lesnar wrote a book in uh, man, God, and magic, and back in 1961, talking about these things. Um, it is that these beings were both human and non-human animal features, were not mythical shapeshifters, but shamans in the process of acquiring the strength, ability, agility, and spiritual power of the animals they most admired and respected. Based on this theorizing, this shape shifting allowed shamans to feel like more than ordinary humans. And as listeners suggest, these ancient cave painters may have been telling us that the road to the supernatural powers is easier to follow in animal shape. The South African researcher Peter Jolly, in his analysis of ancient sand rock art, makes a similar argument, and he quotes, by assuming a part animal, part human form, made visible in the Thorpe paintings, the shaman transcends categories, putting himself or herself in contact with the powers associated with the transcended state. Um, so, I mean, that sounds very similar to the big OSWs doing the same thing. This is a lot along them lines, along the lines of the Berserkers and Ophir. You know, all of it's in here. There's another book that was written in 1964 by Marcia Eliade in Shamanism, Archic Techniques, and Ecstasy, 1964. She quoted saying, "Each time a shaman succeeds in sharing in the animal mode of being, he is in a manner reestablishes the situation that existed in Leo Tempore in mythical times when the divorce between man and the animal world had not yet occurred." So we're getting something. Hey, Don, we're also getting something here now. I mean, we know Native Americans telling stories about how we used to commune with the animals and we've lost our way. Now you're getting somebody else doing it as well, and this is coming from South Africa. While preparing for his ecstasy and during it, the shaman abolishes the present human condition and, for the time being, recovers the situation as it was at the beginning. So we're seeing a history of this, this stuff going on throughout the world, and the same stories being told by um, other cultures of the same thing. How humans and animals used to coexist and talk and communicate with each other, and something happened and we stopped. Um, I've always wondered that, and I didn't realize that until I read that how true that thought was on that. Because I've always thought it had to be more than just Native American lore when it came to this stuff, and that's just because I like to question things, and I don't like to leave things in one spot. I want to kind of know a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So when I read that, I was like, oh wow, that's cool. It's not so outlandish to imagine that these shamans felt themselves shapeshifting if we assume they were entering an altered state of consciousness, which in this case of the sand people can be induced through their ritualistic dance known as the trance dance. Jolly states that likely or possibly indicators of a trance associated with the creatures of the sand rock art include the presence of dancers, clapping women, the body depicted in an arm's back, bending forward or collapsing position, and bizarre, apparently hallucinatory motifs like thin, dotted, or feathered lines emerging from or entering the creature's body. So she's kind of describing the transformation, which makes sense on the north side of it. when it comes to the Ulfar and the Berserkers, they don't know exactly how they did this. They believed it was like a dance or they drank something. Well, we're seeing the similar stuff being talked about here in South Africa with these people doing this. So, I mean, it kind of leads to that theory of being a possible theory of why it's happening. Um, I mean, we don't know for sure. I've never personally seen it done, so I don't know. As far as what I could tell, I mean, although, like I said, I grew up thinking this was all Celtic related, and I'm learning more and more that it's not. It's really worldwide, which is something like I said earlier. I always theorized that this had to be more than just this. Just because if you listen to the stories of what people talk about in history, it follows the same line as this being a possibility. I don't know what you guys think on that, but man, it's definitely got some merit to it, without a doubt. So, oh man, I forgot to do my hoo-haws. I always forget to do that stuff from time to time. If you guys haven't already, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. And let's build this amazing universe of the bizarre and the unknown. So, I was kind of curious out all you guys out there in chat tonight. What do you guys know about Werebeast or anything about that? I didn't. My cat was on my keyboard earlier, and I've lost a lot of my stuff I had. I'm trying to see if I can find some more of this stuff. Came in here, and my co-writer that I did that video on, Baby Kitty, she she was laying on my keyboard, and man, she was typing stuff. I had this whole laundry list of stuff typed. Had all kinds of stuff up on my internet. I was like, man, how'd you get my computer turned on? Because I know I put it to sleep before I left earlier. Uh, I guess she decided it was her time to write. Oh, you haven't heard about Werebeast before yesterday? Oh, well, I'm wow, Don. I thought everybody knew about that because I mean I've known about that since I was knee high to a grasshopper's ass. I thought it was a common thing, and the fact that people like werewolves and Dogman so much, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do something on this. I wish she wouldn't. You hadn't either, Melissa? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I'm part Irish, and that might be why I knew a little bit about him. I mean, because it's just stories you hear growing up. Yes, I mean, I always knew there was other kinds. That's why I put it in my book. I've always been told stories about not just the werewolves, but the boars, the bucks, and the bears. Uh, but I'm kind of fine. When upon research, I realized it's you can. I was finding stories earlier about werebats, people taking in the bat form, um, and I didn't know that because I mean I just grew up knowing about the basic ones: the bear, the boar, the buck, and the wolf. Um, but I hadn't realized that there you can pretty much it's any animal that you choose. In Oklahoma Girl Scout murders, one counselor is that a person was able to turn into a guy. We suddenly would not that be the same as a Walker theory? Well, that's a good question. In the Oklahoma Girl Scout murders, one counselor conclusion is that a person was able to turn into a guy. We supposedly Who supposedly would that be the same walker? Huh. Oh, Gugly. Yeah, I mean that is. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Um, hmm. Hey, David, and that's very possible. Honestly, um, I'm trying to remember if it's the one I'm thinking of. I think that is a very good possibility. But I think that was more a big W related, the one that I'm thinking of. But you know, turning into a big guy. I mean, they're a big Gugly. I can't really say no. You know, I don't know enough about that story to make a real educated decision on that. Um, I can't throw it out the realm of possibility. What makes you, which we already know through history that you can be a werewolf and be one of these werebeasts, which is a werewolf. Um, and it, from what I'm learned, you can be any creature you want. But the tall tale is it follows along the lines the same as the werewolf and the wolf man is. You got a lot of human character to you, along with a um, animal part of you as well. So yeah, lady who knew the situation said, "Oops, thought I hit the button." A lady who knew the situation said that was supposed to happen. I was thinking, I was trying to remember if that was the one I was thinking of, and for some reason I thought that was a big W, um, but I could be wrong. Um, I'd have to look at the story again to remember it, but if I remember right, that was the one where the three girls were cast on the outside of the camp, and they end up disappearing when they went to the head. And the counselors had warnings for a few days that something was about to happen, and they heard weird noises coming from the woods at night with weird lights, and then all of a sudden the girls came up missing. Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I beg this out. I have to pick William's brain on this one. But would the SW actually be a type of werebeast? Because if you listen to the descriptions, possibly. Now, when it comes to the big W, that's supernatural. That's a demon. That's something different. And when it comes to these werebeasts, it's all done by a chance, dance, or something you drink, or a curse, which brings it upon you. So it's different than that. But I mean, that definitely, if it was, well, the fact that it was, if I remember right, it was three guys. They end up getting blamed for it. They very well could have, tapped into this ability, and it could have been a misidentification or a missed theory. I don't know. So honestly, yeah, that is a possibility. The more and more I think about it, and more I'm recalling the story in my head. I mean, I definitely can't say no to that. I mean, I would definitely have to put that is in the book of possibilities of what happened to him. One guy was convicted for it, the others got off. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I remember right, there was three guys involved altogether. Um, which I remember one of the leading theories was he was a W, one of the big W guys, and but the fact that I mean the possibility of it being not a W and an actual werebeast, I can't say no. because that falls right along that lines with it. So it could have been the Big W, could have been that Werebeast, or it could have been just a freaking dude that was nuts. But it's just the peculiarity around it. And the fact that the counselors were all warned about this ahead of time would tell me either A, the counselors really dropped the ball on this, or B, they are in on it. I hate to say it that way, but that's just the truth. The fact that lady I talked about, father knew what was going on in the interview. Yeah, I remember you talking. I remember vaguely you saying something about that. I believe that was on DA's show, if my memory serves me correctly. And I remember you talking about you knew the lady, and a lot of people knew what was going on. Yeah, you know, if these guys did it intentionally and warned people, that really takes me away from the Big W and more puts it on the lines of they were either doing something for satanic stuff or they were transformed to do it and that was part of their ritual, or they're just completely psychotic. But what bothers me a lot about that case is the fact that they were warned and nobody did anything about it. They didn't take extra precautions. They didn't do none of that, which to me, that puts you in two categories. Either A, you dropped the ball and you're a piece of crap, or you're in on it. No, it's either way, you're a piece of crap. Uh, hmm. I actually forgot about that until you said something. If you guys don't know, I've got a author's Facebook page. I'm getting ready to take down one vote on this line of merch, and I'll be adding another one sometime this week. But you can find me there. You'll see me wearing my cowboy hat. Anytime I do an update on my books or I release a book, I put it out there. If I want the readers' opinions, I put artwork up for the readers to vote on for the artwork. Um, and I'm doing it for my merch now too. So you can go to my Facebook page and look me up, and that is one way to be a part of the merch and the books and getting updates on my books. Um, but yeah, I mean, I never really put that conclusion with that, Roxanne. That's actually not a bad thing. Um, I can't. Wow, that brings a whole new look to it. Yeah, Werebeast have been in the history of man. I mean, like I was telling you, at one that was 32,000 years old of a cave painting of a Werebeast. Um, they've been around for a very, very long time, a very long time, and a lot longer than I thought. And they're in pretty much every culture of mankind. So, and it seems to all be tied to a type of magic. Um, some places say it's a shaman. Some say that you can just take this drink and do it. Um, it's really, I guess it really depends on where your culture is. For me, I mainly know the Celtic side of it, and then I started putting the Norse stuff together with it, with the Berserkers and the Ulfnar. I'm kind of like, wow, it's kind of one and the same. Got a tick, I think. I've been out mowing and picking berries. Yep, there it was. Ooh. Bite me, you get dealt with. Sorry, guys. uh, so, dang it. Now I moved around, got off my little hoo-ha, and it ain't rolling right. Come on, man. Work with me here, dude. Hold on, Snow. Quit being impatient. Hold on. I gotta fix this now because this has got moved around and jacked up. I'm going to have to fix this later. I meant to wash it today. Yeah, I was out mowing today and picking berries and doing laundry with it hot out now. I always hang my laundry out on the lines. Saves on the electric bill, and I'm just a little old school and like to dry my clothes out on nine. Like to hang my clothes out on the line. But that's when I came in and found my computer turned on with baby kitty laying on my keyboard. I don't know about her sometimes. See if I could find. I'd like to find that one I had that I don't know. Yeah, this one here is talking about how werebeasts are humans who are cursed into becoming a monster or an animal based on some natural cycles, like the moon or the tides. The most famous one is obviously the werewolves, but there's also dozen other kinds of werebeasts, such as werehyenas and werecats. Oh, I forgot about the hyena one. Yeah. That is actually a pretty good question. And I honestly do not know the answer to that one, Roxanne. From what I've read, um, I've not seen anything to suggest that, but I can't rule that out. Um, I really can't rule that out. So, I mean, I'd have to put it up as possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possibly. Possibly. Um, this one here is saying werewolves were the first werebeast. This is from Megan A. Stibbins at maverickwerewolf.com. I didn't see this one earlier. Um, I know a lot of things can happen through dreams. A lot of stuff can happen through dreams. So I really can't say no to it, but I've not seen anything in my research to tell me otherwise. Kinds of dislikes. I was reading her little deal here because this one here, she's talking about a werebear. Um, and they, I mean, here she's calling them a shapeshifter as well. So I mean, these are all in that shape shifting class with these werebeasts, which makes sense because you're transforming from one. So I mean, yeah, I can't say no to that at all. So did bear shapeshifters have a particular name like those names of werewolves and vampires? So she's saying here, werebear is a completely modern term derivative of werewolf. As mentioned above, so did bear shapeshifters have a particular name, like all the names werewolves and vampires had. The answer might disappoint you. Nope, they didn't. Sorry. I was kind of reading over what she had to say because I didn't see this one the other day when I was out there, or when I was doing this stuff here, doing research on this stuff. So I was kind of wondering what she said on it. But she's saying the same things as everybody else. It's shamanic and they're shapeshifters. So I mean, once again, it goes right back here. Oh, she even says some Native American cultures. There were lots of shamanic beliefs involving bears among the cultures as well, including some Native American cultures. This involved either straight up shifting into a bear or else acquiring bear like attributes. So it's kind of like talking to Norse. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Then, of course, we have Norse mythology involving bears, of which there are many. Um, they were skins, belts, clothes, etc. Um, that could turn people into bears, much like the wolfskin items from the werewolf legend. Then you got Bolivar Bajarki, warlike little bear, the warrior who showed up in a lot of stories over time, including but not limited to Horlof's saga. Oh, this is still Norse. Um, so who has? Well, that's interesting. Hey, Penny. Oops, I missed something. Let me catch up here. The Woch Werebeast are creatures that can transform between human, or at least hominid, from an animal or animal like. Yeah, that's why I was reading that earlier. Yeah, that was actually was reading that on my first one earlier. Yeah, it's yeah. If you remember, well, I guess you wasn't in there yet. Sorry, David. Yeah, when I was reading that earlier, I was actually reading that one right there. That were used took me a while to the meaning. Yeah, it's the one I kept messing the name up. The Rain Thorpes. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, throughout all these cultures that I've looked up, they're saying the exact same thing. No matter what kind of beast it is, it's the exact same thing. Shamanic and um, shapeshifters. Huh. Yeah, it's yeah, that's what I'm saying, David. You know, I always knew. I thought everybody knew about Werebeast, so that's on me. But I grew up hearing stories about this stuff. But I only heard them, like I said before, I only heard them about the wolf, the bear, the boar, and the buck. And I've always had a theory, but I never combined it with the minotaur. Which I mean, they talk about in other cultures of bisons and bulls that are that way. I was trying to see if there was something I had earlier that got taken off my deal when she was on my keyboard. Now I can't find that. That's what I get for leaving it up and not marking the pages. I was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Lycanthorpe, yeah. So I don't like this. They're putting the big W in with it, and the big W is not. The other werecat, I always thought that was funny. Then I get to thinking, oh yeah, David, that's why I want to do this. That's why I found this exciting. Because when I was doing the research, I was like, man, there is more to this than I knew. I was going off of what I grew up knowing. And when I was digging into this, I was like, holy crap, there is so much more to this than I realized. So I love being able to do shows like this where I'm learning just as you guys are learning too. I love that. I love how we can learn this stuff together, man. Really, that excites me. I have fun doing that. I mean, I know a lot of people ain't into that, but I'm not other people. I'm me. So I wish I could play some of these YouTube videos. I don't know how to do that on here yet. I've still got to play with it. I was trying to see, and I can't find that one, and it's aggravating the holy living crap out of me. Oh, Necromancer. I think it was that. No, that's not it. That's different. I remember I was on one kind of Necromancer one, but this looks totally different than what I'm used to. This is a myth of the Werebeast. That sounds like this is telling a story. Yeah, it's saying we are werebeast. Okay, that's just telling a story. Werebeast cat. I have read a long time ago that some believe that the shape like a giant saber. Yes, and that's when I read that. That's there are a lot of memories back. I mean, like the jaguar in DA's story. Um, and in the latest Wild Hunt book that was out. The I remember hearing stories probably about it's probably been somewhere between 15 to 30 years ago, somewhere around in there. I remember running across a story about a were saber tooth cat. So whenever I read about the were cat, I was like, yes, Operation Eagle. I kept wanting to say Dyatlov Pass, but that wasn't it. And I was like, no, wait, Operation Blood Eagle. Um, to That is the link to a Werebeast site. Are you talking about the one I was just reading, Don, on the myths of the Werebeast? Because it was talking when I was reading it, it was talking about a story. It looked like a story somebody wrote. I know I was on some kind of necromancy thing when I was learning on one that was I was looking at when it come to Werebeast. But yeah, as far as the cat, I mean that makes a lot of sense. So I mean, hearing that in DA's book, Operation Blood Eagle, um, I'm like, wow, that fits right in there. It really does. Well, here's the mythology of all races, Latin American. And it says Werebeast and the patron of magicians. Crossroads were marked by seats as never mind. Vampire versus werewolf. Now, okay, Werehyena. I've heard that one before too, and I forgot all about that actually too. When I just read that a little bit ago, and oh yeah, I forgot about that. I've heard stories about werehyenas too, which makes me wonder. Some of these dogman stories that they're talking about, it looks hyena like. Could that actually be a werebeast? And it's one of those misidentification things. I can't say yes. I can't say no. I mean, it's definitely possible. The myth of the werehyena and the fear of the other in the Horn of Africa, also known as Buddha. There are scary stories could also be used to marginalize and dehumanize. Yeah. I hadn't seen this one earlier, so I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to look this one up. And this it's talking about yeah, and that yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's what I'm saying was I got to realizing it's more than just one animal. Um, so I'm like, holy cow, I didn't know about any of that. I always took it as these, and they were saying it could be any animal. I'm like, wow. Which I mean, look at World War II and the cult that Hitler and Himmler were in, and they're trying to create half shark, half man. Well, that's right up that alley too. In the village of Atuga, Ethiopia, on any given night in late October, the local farmers make sure to return from tending their livestock well before the sun sets. Markets close up, and mothers beacon their children home from play, and distinct note of urgency in their voices. Where you're playing by the blacksmith's house, a mother might ask her as she ushers her children's indoor. You know you are to stay away from him. The children nod their heads, though this is about 2.5 miles from the nearest town. Atuga might as well be its own province. It isn't just silence after dark with fewer than 200 residents. The hamlet melts into the countryside and accessory of the landscape rather than an urban force imposing its will. So I don't know if this is just a story somebody made up or if it's talking about an account. I don't know. Makes me wonder if regular animals could change to werebeasts like through a full moon or well, and that's what I'm saying. If you read a lot of stuff where it says or humanoid like or no, that's not. Oh man, I lost that spot. But it was made me question it because it almost sounded like even animals could do this as well. Was it on this one? So I mean, that's a very good question. Oh no, it wasn't on this one. Now I've lost my deal and I don't have it where I can go back to and look at it. I guess that's what I get for exiting out of it. But it says or humanoid like, which I'm like, okay, so that mean does can animals do this? You know, think of all the Japanimation crap where animals become humans. And then when I was reading that, I was kind of like, huh, is this where they got the idea of that from? Just for you, Roxanne. I can't resist on this one, the werecat. So, let's see, that's Europe, Africa. So, Alloranthropy comes from the Greek root word allosaurus, meaning cat, and anthropos, meaning human, and it refers to human feline transformation or to other beings that could combine feline and human characteristics. Its root word Allomorus is also used in allothorophilia, the most common term for deep love of cats. Um, Alloranthrop is a lesser known term that refers to feline Theranthorpe, depending on that one word. Depending on the story in question, the species involved can be a domestic cat, tiger, lion, leopard, lynx, or any other type, including some that are purely mythical felines. Werecats are increasingly featured in popular culture, although not as often as werewolves. Um, this says here what the site I found said the change can be brought on by anger that the moon don't really have anything to do with it. Yeah, think that is like a cat woman, but there's plenty of stuff on there that suggests that the moon has something to do with it. I mean, like that one African one I was reading a little while ago. It was talking about a certain time in October with the moon. You know, the moon is mentioned in some, but it's not mentioned in others either. And there's like a couple different theories of how one becomes a werebeast. The most common of them is dealing with shamans. It seems like the most common that I've seen is based on shamans, but there's other stuff that's in there like dances, an elixir, um, the moon. I think that was the other ones. I mean, so there's like many different theories on how you become a werebeast. But the most common one that's mentioned amongst most of them is being brought on by shamans. So European folklore usually depicts werecats as people who transform into domestic cats. Some European werecats become giant domestic cats, or panthers. They are generally labeled witches. In Africa, legends describe were lions, were panthers, were leopards. In the case of leopards, this is often because the creature is really a leopard deity masquerading as a human. When these gods mate with humans, offspring can be produced, and these children sometimes grow into shapeshifters. Those who do not transform may instead have other powers. In reference to werecats who turn into lions, the ability is often associated with royalty, such as a being may have been a king or a queen in a former life. In Africa, there are folk tales that speak of the Nunda and or the Mngua, a big cat of immense size that stalks villages and at night. Many of these tales say it's more ferocious than a lion and more agile than a leopard. The Nunda are believed by some to be a variation of a um, Thorpe that by day is a human, but by night becomes the werecat. No actual evidence of such a creature exists has been ever been documented, but in 1938, a British administrator named William Hitchens, working in Tanzania, was told that by locals that a monstrous cat had been attacking people at night. Huge paw prints were found to be much larger than any known big cat, but Hitchens dismissed the case, believed it was more likely to be a lion with gigantism. Well, and that's I kind of can see that too, because you guys have heard my stories of when I get angry, I black out and become something that I have stuff that I do that I didn't know I could do. Um, yeah, that was in Africa. Yeah, Asians even got one. Midland Asian werecats usually become tigers in India. The were tiger is often a dangerous sorcerer portrayed as a menace to livestock who might at any time turn to man eating. These tales traveled through the rest of India and into Persia through travelers who encountered the royal Bengal tigers of India and then further west. Chinese legends often describe were tigers as the victims of either a hereditary curse or a vindictive ghost. Alternatively, the ghost of people who had been killed by tigers could become malevolent supernatural beings known as Chang, devoting all their energy to making sure that tigers killed more humans. Some of these ghosts were responsible for transforming ordinary humans into man-eating were tigers. Also, in Japan folklore, there are creatures called a bacon ikyo that are. Um, Give me 1 second here. Sorry, my uncle was calling. I want to let him know I'll call him back. Um, that are similar to the kitsune fox spirits and the bake dankui Japanese raccoon dog spirits. In Thailand, a tiger that eats many humans may become a were tiger. There are also the types of were tigers, such as sorcerers with great power who can change their form to become animals. So there's that sorcerer again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, a lot of us can. We get that right state of mind. In the central area of Indonesia island of Java, the power of transformation is regarded as due to inheritance, to the use of spells, to fasting and willpower, to the use of charms, etc. Save when it is hungry or has just a cause for revenge, it is not hostile to man. In fact, it is said to take its animal form only at night and to guard the plantations from wild pigs. Um, America's has got theirs too. In some cases, yes. In well, in a lot of cases, yes. This is benevolent evil. I mean, except for that one I just read it that was saying that it is guarded the flock, but I mean, either all of them either start out as being man killers or start out as animal killers or turn into man killers. I would say, I mean, just judging by this stuff, it's possibly they can either be mean or guarding. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. The Americas, the foremost were animal in pre-Columbian Mesoamerican cultures was the were jaguar. It was yeah, that's the one I was talking about in DA's book. It was associated with the um, variation of the jaguar, which priests and shamans among various people who followed the tradition wearing the skins of a jaguar to become a were jaguar. Among the Aztecs, an entire class of specialized warriors who dressed in jaguar skins were called jaguar warriors. I remember that, or jaguar knights. I knew them as jaguar warriors. Um, Depictions of the jaguar and their were jaguar are among the most common motifs among the artifacts of the ancient Mesoamerican civilizations. N.W. Thomas wrote in the 11th edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica back in 1911 that according to Carl Frederick Philip von Marthus in 1794 to 1868, the Canamia was a human being who employed poison to carry out his function of blood avenger, and that other authorities represent this entity as a jaguar, which was either an avenger of blood or the familiar of a cannibalistic sorcerer. What the hell did you do shoot across my screen for? My mouse just went from one computer screen to the other. He also he also mentioned in 1911 some Europeans in Brazil believed that the seventh child of the same sex in unbroken succession became a were man or woman and takes the form of a horse, goat, jaguar, or pig. In the U.S., urban legend tells of encounters with feline bipeds being similar to the Bigfoot, having cat heads, tails, and paws. Feline bipeds are sometimes classified as a part of the cryptozoology, but more often they are interpreted as werecats. Yeah, yeah, that was the Japanese one. Let me get back up and see. I don't want to lie to you. Trying to find it here real quick. Well, where'd the ghost go? I'm trying to speed read over this to find the word ghost, get me where I need to, and I'm overlooking it. Quit moving around. Do what I want you to do. Yeah, okay. So this Chinese legend often describes were tigers as victims of either hereditary curse or a vindictive ghost. So it's Chinese. Yeah, ghost in the computer. Yeah. I don't know what it has been. The last week, my mouse has done some weird crap. I'm like, I'll click on something, and I'm trying to design something, and I go to click on it, all of a sudden it'll shoot up and exit me out. It's like, oh, you little, it's doing all sorts of weird crap. It's like somebody else is trying to take control of my damn mouse. It's aggravating. Ain't never, all this newer technology is supposed to be better, and all it does is get worse. Ghost in the machine. But so yeah, I mean, this is we're reading stuff from all over about this. It's really interesting. Okay, it's not important because he hasn't messaged me back. I don't know. What do you guys think so far on this? What, David? Have you found any more in your research? Don, how about you? Um, I mean, oh man, this stuff can go on and on and on. You almost got to do a show for each individual one. It seems like. I mean, most of these, when you go to look up, is always want to bring up werewolf because that's the most common one. And I was like, man, I want to do more than just the werewolf. You know, everybody knows about the werewolf. You know, not a lot of people know about these other ones. Philippine Werebeast art and fiction, Philippine folklore and mythology. Oh, that's werewolves of the Philippines. See the Aswagan, the were dog, assuming is a creature that turns into a dog-like or hog-like appearance at night while searching for its prey. Hadn't seen that one either. That's a wonder if it's another one of them stories. Aswagan. The were-dog Aswagan is a creature that turns into a dog-like or hog-like appearance at night while searching for its prey. The term Aswagan or Aswagan is a generic term for monsters in the Philippines. Oh, this is the Philippines. It is a man by day, but morphs into a creature that looks like a dog or a hog whenever they are attacked. When they attack their victims, their mouth dribbles. They have fangs that they use to pierce the neck of the victims and sharp claws to cut flesh. The were-dog Ashwagan is originally an ordinary man that became an Ashwagan after inhaling another were-dog's breath. Some were-dogs, Ashwagans, are also and came on one after the either eating a food or drinking on a cup that belongs to an Ashwagan. Upon digesting something, enter their into their to stomach and grew into a chicken-like creature that craves for human flesh. The were-dog Ashwagan is scared of species, spices, sour foods, knives, hanging, and thick smoke coming from burning items. Huh. I never knew about that one. But there you go. I mean, cursed. You know, look at the story of the werewolves. You get bit by a werewolf, you get turned into a werewolf. There's one from the Philippines talking about the same thing. Werewolf of Australia. So I want something besides just werewolves. Huh. So I don't know, man. That's really cool. Um, I was hoping to find one on saber-toothed cat when you brought that up, Roxanne, because I'd actually forgot about that. But I remember hearing something about that a long time ago. Um, but I mean, I knew about the jaguars, the tigers. I didn't know about the lions and stuff like that. But I also brought up the question on the hyena. You know, the were hyena. Um, could that dog man, like I asked earlier, could that dog man black creature that looks like a hyena actually be a were hyena? No joke, Melissa. No joke. I always knew it from a bite. I didn't realize the breath or eating or drinking after one would do it. Now it makes me want to question if I want my kids eating off my plate or drinking from my glass anymore, because who knows what might happen to them, and then all of a sudden I get jacked up. I don't know, man. There's got to be some wicked bad breath, though. Um, like I said in my book, I wrote about the bear, the boar, the bull, and the buck. I mean, I wrote about the werewolf too because I had to, because that's the most common one. But I wanted to write the other ones that I knew about in there. So I mean, it's curious. It's fascinating how much that it's not limited just to a select number. It's pretty much you could be any kind of animal that you want to be. I need to change my banner up. I always forget about these things. If you're interested in my books, you can go to Amazon.com, type in e.d.testerman, and you click my name. It'll take you to my author's fan page. And anytime I release a new book on whatever platform, it'll inform you and let you know. So, right now, I've currently got 5 books out on print. 3 of them are out on audio. I'm hoping to have the other 2 soon. I messaged that one. I still haven't heard back from him. Yeah. I don't like to be reminded of that, but yeah. The other week when I was taking and moving logs off my trailer, I mean, they're 4 or 5 foot long logs. They weren't very big logs. By the time I was done, I was like, man, I used to be able to do this crap one handed, and hell, it's whooping my butt, and I'm wanting to cry because my back's hurting. I mean, they didn't weigh about 100 pounds plus, at least 100 pounds a piece, probably more. But I mean, used to be I could do that without even thinking. Sobek? Why does that sound familiar? Sobek sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure you're not talking about a Subway store. Sobek's subs. That's all it's telling me is a sub. Oh, that's okay. It's Sobek. Sobek. You probably can. I'm at least 20 years older, and I bet I can run rings around you. You probably could, because I'd probably cry. Yeah, Croc man. That's what I was reading here. It's Sobek. Sobek. Often depicted with the head of a crocodile and a crown composed of ram horns, a sun disk, and feathered palms. It's not sounding like a werebeast though. Oh, that's the that's the Egyptian goddess. Oh yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh God, okay, I know what it is now. It was an ancient Egyptian deity with a complex of elastic history and nature. He is associated with the Nile crocodile, the north of the West African crocodile, and is represented either in its form as a form or as a human with a crocodile head. Sobek, that's why that name sounds familiar. It just dawned on me. Was also associated with the um, Pharaonic power, pharaonic power, fertility, and military prowess. but served additionally as a protective deity with apotropic qualities, invoked especially for protection against the dangers presented by the Nile. Sobek enjoyed a long-standing presence in ancient Egyptian pantheon from the Old Kingdom of Egypt around 2686 to 2181 BCE through the Roman period 30 BCE to 350 BCE. He is the first known. He is first known from several different pyramid texts of the Old Kingdom, particularly from spelling PT 317 to spell which praises the pharaoh as the living incarnation of the crocodile god. Reads Unis is Sobek, green of plumage, with come on, quit, with altered face and a raised forehead. The splashing one who came from the thigh and tail of the great goddess in the sunlight. Unis has approached or appeared as Sobek, Ni's son. Unis will eat with his mouth. Unis will urinate, and Unis will copulate with it. Yeah, I can't say that on here. Unis is Lord of semen who takes women from their husbands to the place Unis likes according to his heart's fancy. I mean, it's this perfect depiction of a werebeast. So, I mean, that's possible. Yeah. And I'll type it in here if you guys are interested. His name. That's what I was trying to figure out how I recognize that, and I knew that name from somewhere. And then when I got to reading, I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew it then. So, yeah, that's an Egyptian deity. And see what's funny here. Oh man, this is actually a perfect example. Let me see if I can save this image and pop it up here. I'm only focused on something he's holding in his hand, which when a lot of people um, get to talking about portals, why this is very important, because if you actually research portals, um, it'll tell you got to have a key to enter a portal. And if you do not have that key entering a portal, it will kill you. And, and I've talked several times about portals needing keys and these ancient people having these keys, and he's actually holding a key in his hand. Oh, no way. You're gonna do me like that, bro? Okay, I've got a cure for you. Oh, come on. I want you guys to focus what's in his. For me, it's a right hand. It's not the rod. It's that little key in his right hand. Oh, you little. Uh oh. Uh oh. Come on. Thank you. I'm going to try to place this. So, right there, you look at my eyeball. You see that thing he's holding in his hand? Hey, freaky. No, no, I'm talking about the rod. I'm talking about that thing right there at my eyeball. Not the rod, the little thing in his hand, the little cross in his hand. Age is associated with fertility. That is a common depiction when you do portal research, and they call it a key. And they say you got to have this key in order to go through portals. If you don't have that key and you enter a portal, you're not at the right frequency and you'll die. The keys are set to a certain frequency dealing with a portal. And if you don't have the key with the right frequency, you'll die. So that's why when I seen that picture, I was like, oh crap, I need to hop on that real quick. And that is one of the types of keys that they talk about. Another common one when you're dealing with Anunnaki is that like little handbag that you see the Anunnaki carrying. That is a key to a portal. But yeah, I found it interesting. And I can't remember in Egyptian lore or not if that's got to be attached to a staff or you just got to be holding it. I can't remember on that. But either way, that is what they depict as the key to be able to transport to open a portal to another dimension. And we also know that the gods, the Anunnakis, gods have been known to teleport from one part of the planet to the other. Well, they each had a handbag. In here, in this case, it's that one right there. So I'm actually glad I seen that. And key, better spelling for the cross, key. Anka. Yep. I think that sounds familiar. I'll have to look that one up. That does kind of ring a bell a little bit. Key of life. Okay, as an Egyptian hieroglyph symbol used to represent the word for life, and by extension, as symbol of life itself. Yeah, yeah. Key of life is an ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol used to represent the word life, and by extension, the symbol of itself. Then key has a T shape topped by a droplet shaped loop. It was used in the writing as a parental sign representing a sequence of three constants. Yeah, and that's what they said that you can use that to basically teleport in latent terms. You nearly had it. Yeah. But when I seen that, that's why I was like, "Ooh, yeah, I wanted to show that," because I've talked about that several times about portals. People think you can just hop in a portal and hop out. And if you study anything on ancient history when it deals with portals, that's not the case. It'll kill you. You got to have the right key with the right frequency of that portal to be able to go in it. Somewhere I saw something about having a gene in their DNA, torque their tech. Torque their tech. You mean they torque their DNA? Oh, work. Yeah, work their tech. Yeah, I mean, DNA has a lot to do with it too. Supposedly, if I remember correctly, one of the theories is when they created us in their image, they took that from our DNA so we couldn't do it. If memory serves me correctly, that's what it's saying. But it's been a while on that. But if you study a lot of that, it'll tell you, you're going to need this, and you'll see different stuff like ambulance is an amulet as a key, a staff as a key, a handbag as a key, the cross, the Egyptian cross there as a key. I mean, long as it's something that was that to that frequency of that portal, you was able to use it. Yeah. Somewhere saw something that having a gene in their DNA work their tech. Yeah. I mean, it's all about frequencies. And that's, William and I have talked about that several times. Frequencies is a huge thing. We are in tune with the frequency of the earth. And when you're not attached to that frequency and you're not becoming one with that frequency, you become out of balance. The same concept it is with the portals. If you don't have the same frequency to that portal, you're out of balance and you're destroyed. I just read that Christians, Jews, and Muslims wear it for their religious belief. The Egyptian key of life? I didn't know that. Actually, I didn't know that about Christians, Jews, and Muslims. I know the Egyptians did. I didn't know they did. Um, huh. I'll have to look that up sometime. I didn't know that. I've always known it as Egyptian only. I didn't know that was tied to Christians, Jews, and Muslims. That's interesting. So there's something right straight from Egypt that they're wearing, which they're all in that same area, so it kind of makes sense, uh, to honor their faith. Huh. Makes you wonder. Really makes you wonder. So I know that's off of today's subject of the Werebeast, but I thought that was real important when I seen that to kind of show that because that is one of the many things. Yeah, I was trying to see that it's all saying basically the same thing. Also known as the Key of the Nile. And that's going into banks. I didn't say nothing about a bank, you freaking reject. Oh, it's a kitten. Oh, so yeah, I mean, well, there, and if you actually look at a lot of Egyptian, if we go down that route, if you look at a lot of the Egyptian deities, they're going to be where in that werebeast category because they're all part animal, part human. I mean, look at the short story I did on the Blue House. That was the Egyptian goddess. Oh my God, the hippo goddess. My gosh, I have brain farted that one. Tolerette. Tolerette. Um, bears physical aspects of both fertility goddess and a fearsome protective deity. She takes the form of a female hippopotamus, a highly deadly creature. She is often seen with features from other periodic predatory creatures, most notably being the tail of a Nile crocodile and the paws of a lion. Yeah, so her little statue is the one that's in that short story on my YouTube that I wrote about the Blue House, where she was absorbing the souls of children. Quit. To have for good luck used in spells to ward off evil, also. Huh. And protect from harm. Quit. Now you're starting to do it again. You're aggravating me. And protect from harm. So that's interesting. I never knew that. I knew about when it deals with Lilith, you got the three angels. I knew there's other types of carvings and spells, but I didn't know that there was tied to it. So you say you learn something new every day. I never knew that, but that's cool, man. Um, let me show you. So that statue in my short story, I'm uploading it now. Well, I think I am. It's supposed to be. If it'll do it. A little beep 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 beep. So let me do it this way. Resize. PNG. Save. And we're going to go to pictures. Save. Now it's uploading. So this little thing here is that statue on the fireplace that's in my short story, The Blue House. And if you guys haven't heard it, I've got it available on my YouTube as one of my short stories. I don't know how to do that, Penny. I didn't know you had to update your mouses. I have no clue. I'm learning technology every day. I'll leave it. I'm not technological inclined. I'm learning new stuff every day. All I know is it's got an on-off switch, and that's all I know. I didn't know it can have files on it. I never knew that. I have to try to remember what kind of. So it's a Dan C. Soul. That costs money, which I don't have right now. Most all my money's went in my truck. I still ain't got. Didn't even make it home with it. Yeah, I want to probably. If it doesn't quit, I mean, I like it. The thing is comfortable as all get out. It's a comfortable freaking mouse. I really like it, but it's doing weird crap. So I don't know. It's acted up before, but not this bad. This past week, it's been really, really, really bad. Basically, ever since that one show I did with William, where we both got kicked off the show, and that was weird. But other than that, I don't have much to talk about when it comes to Werebeast. If you guys got any questions, let's hear them. They're an interesting subject. They really are. If you get a chance to look them up and study them, hey Griff, they are really a fascinating freaking deal, and there is a lot more to it than I realized. But I mean, I always like I said before, I always theorized that I just charged it, Don. I literally just charged it, and it's still done it even when I charged it. But the theory I had that it had to be more than just a Celtic culture. I kind of enjoyed because I pretty much proved that when I was doing some more research on it, and I came across them articles. That's why I wanted them articles up, because it shows you more knowledge than what I knew about them. I just knew them from Celtic religion, and I realized, I always had theory that there had to be more, and then reading this, there did. So it's definitely a fascinating read if you ever get a chance. But do you guys got any questions on these things? I'm going to be looking up the Maltese Giants. I'll be doing a show on them sometime soon. It might be next week, depending on how much I get to look up on them between now and next Sunday. or probably be the Sunday after. So it'll be one of those 2 Sundays. I'll do one on the Maltese Giants. I don't know if I'm going to have a campfire chat next Saturday. I might. I could definitely use some time just to kind of relax. So I've not quite decided yet if I'm going to have a campfire chat next Saturday or not. I'll let you guys know if I don't. I enjoy doing them, but there's some things that I want to do that I've not been able to do, and I'm supposed to have my truck back tomorrow. If I get my truck back, and I've got an opportunity to go do an investigation on this werewolf or dogman encounter that I was just given down in Spring River. If it all works out right, next Saturday I'll be down doing that. It does. I mean, I just don't like to let people down. I know we have a lot of fun on the campfire chats. That's the show that you guys created. But I need to get out there and get some of these investigations done. I've not done it. Yes, I've had my brother's truck, but it's not my truck. And I don't like running things all over the place with all the stuff that I got coming up when it's not mine. Now that I'm getting my truck back, I want to try to get out and get some of the stuff done. I need to get caught up on this dogman encounter I did, case number 002, dogman/werewolf encounter, which to me leans more towards werewolf or wolfman. Yeah, we do, but I've really got to get up into these. I've got to figure out who owns the property of the old asylum out by the airport in Springfield, because if I can get in there and do a paranormal investigation, I kind of want to get into that. I am going to be doing a paranormal investigation on the Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri. I can't remember the dates on it. I'm wanting to say it's November, but I could be wrong. Once I get told the dates for sure, I will be recording it. So it's going to be a pre-recorded deal. I don't know if I'll be able to go live or not. I don't know if I'll be able to go live there or not. It really depends on the owners. I've still got some stuff to figure out. But I am taking my paranormal equipment when I go there, and I'm going to be doing a paranormal investigation of the Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri here in the next few months. So I've got that coming up. I need to get back out. I need to get up to Moon Valley. I got to wait for DA to heal up because me and him's going to be going up to do Moon Valley, do some investigation up there, possible Wendigo stuff, and Bigfoot stuff, possibly even Dogman stuff up in that area. And if I get the time to get down to Big Bay, I want to get down there. I need to get my boat back up and going now, but all my money's went towards my truck, so I haven't had the extra money to get my truck or my boat back up and finish doing the upgrades to it that I've been doing. I need to get that done so I can get out there to get to some of these places that you can't get to by vehicle. I'm going to be getting to them by boat. Now, when I go to places like Joe Bald, Big Bay, LBL, those are not investigations I want to do alone. So I'm going to try to have some people go with me on that investigations, just because the danger level of them areas. Now, I've never had a bad experience at them places. Big Bay. I've never had one at Big Bay, but I know from personal experiences of many, many years of camping at Big Bay, there is definitely stuff there. I've had rocks thrown at me when I've been out on my boat, but check with DA. He is there now. Oh, no kidding. At Big Bay. Ask Noah to do a good update on all your drivers and such on your computer when you see DA. Yeah. I'm on a desktop right now, but when I go out and field stuff, I have a laptop for when I go out in the field. But I can tell you from many years of camping at Big Bay, there's definitely stuff there. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? So I've got that stuff coming up. Yeah, I've got a desktop in my office. It's a 2-screen desktop. I really love that for when I'm writing my books because I can have my notes up on one screen with my book on the other. Usually, the screen I'm looking at now is where my book is, and my notes are on the other screen. It's so much easier than flipping back and forth like you do on a laptop. My first couple books I wrote when I was on a laptop, I was constantly flipping around. Um, so when I bought this desktop, this refurbished desktop, I like that because it makes writing so much easier, and it makes doing these shows easier too because I ain't it's the same thing. I ain't got to flip back and forth, or I ain't got to print stuff off. I can put all my notes on one screen while I talk to you guys. Hey, Glades. Yeah, I knew he was in Springfield. I did. I think it was Penny was telling me they're at Big Bay. Oh, Don. Don was saying they're at Big Bay. So, so yeah. I mean, it's. I've got a lot of stuff planned. A lot of stuff coming up on investigations. I'll have to do it like case number 001. I'm going to have to make the video, just because I don't have the ability to do what I need to live. I wish I had the money and the setup like the TV shows do, where I can do that stuff live. I do not have that ability. So my investigations will always be done as videos. But what I'm kicking around doing now is when I post a video, I may post it live. That way I'm live in chat and we can all talk about it together. If that's what you guys want, I can do it that way. And we can kind of talk about stuff in chat. It's up to you guys if that's how you want it. Otherwise, I'll just make the videos and post it like I did with the Shade Beaver investigation. Premiere, yeah. The Shade Beaver investigation, I just did it as a video. I don't know who all's got to see it or not. I know some of you have, man. Some of that stuff you hear in the video on the EVPs I caught, which is we're doing paranormal. Most of the stuff you're going to catch is going to be EVPs. I mean, the possible orbs I caught was real funny or real cool, but those are not in a confirmed deal. Have you had a chance to watch Fire in the Sky? I watched one movie and I can't remember what it was. It was on YouTube. I watched it, but you guys recommended me. I've not watched a lot of TV. I can't remember the movie it was I watched though. There's one of them that you guys recommended. I look into those devices. One can carry for internet. Man, expensive. Exactly. And I don't have expensive equipment, y'all. I'm a single parent and I've got bills. I don't have fancy equipment, man. I got what I got. You know what I mean? I don't know where they are going. Just know they are going to a few places. I know they were talking about, I believe LBL, but I think they were also talking about Big Bay. Hey, Freaky. I seen Fire in the Sky a long time ago. Not bad, but did not know it was based on an actual event. Yeah, I can't remember the movie. I can't remember what movie y'all recommended. I watched it. It was on Netflix. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad at all. Rico, that only fan. Yeah. Hey, you got to do what you got to do to make a buck. That's all I want to say. My daughter keeps giving me crap telling me I got to sell foot pictures. Apparently, there's people out there to buy pictures of feet. To each is their own. That's all I'm going to say. To each is their own. Oh, you're welcome, Ida. You're welcome. Me and him's already talked about a few other ideas we're going to do on the survival stuff. I know one of them's going to be shelters, right places to put them shelters, and stuff like that. So we got some more stuff coming up for you guys. Yes, David. Apparently, people buy pictures of people's feet. Yeah. Very much agreed, Freaky. I figured you'd be into that, means your name is Freaky. Just saying. Even cot paws, who knew? No kidding. I've not heard of that one. Y'all, man, you get me, dude. I thought I was a freak. Oh my god. Yeah. No, you guys are y'all blowing me out of water with some of this stuff. My god, my road name's Giggity, but man, I'm not into that stuff. So I don't know, man. I was like, yes, freaky. They are feet too. I'll give you that. Whoops. I'll give you that one. They are feet too. I know the woman made thousands selling paint. Oh my God, she wore just for a few hours. I've heard of that, but no, thank you. Nope. I don't want to buy. I've never had to buy a girl's panty. Oh my God, never mind. I can't talk about that on YouTube. Nope, that's not for me. I have my own way of gathering that stuff. Well, I used to have my own way of gathering that stuff. But I've actually heard of people doing that. And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. That's, no. Why pay for something when you get it for free? Yeah. Yeah. It's, quit. Manners. Maybe you're too pushy. I don't know what your deal is lately, but you've not been using your manners. I'm having to get on to you more. Use your manners. Have you thought about short videos on how to on hands-on? No, I haven't. That's not a bad idea. Okay, you're taking me back to the 70s. Now, I've actually thought about doing that as a joke, but at my age, farts are scary at the moment. Yeah, once I heard her talk about that, I kept my distance. Not my type of friend. Yeah, nope. Nope. I can't get onto that too much because I'm on YouTube, but nope. I won't buy them. Nope. So, uh, it's just there's so much weird crap that goes on out there, man. I'm like, is people y'all are degrading yourself. You know, you wonder why you can't keep a relationship. You're degrading yourself, man. There's so much. That's why I'm still single, honestly. It's like I don't want to deal with crap like that. That's yeah. We used to have a phrase for that, and I can't say it on YouTube, Roxanne. Yeah, we used to call people that a certain way. Yeah, they don't have no morals. They really don't. They have no respect. They have no honor. They have no dignity. Um, you know, freaky. There was a time when I was not a good person, and I'll just leave it at that. Um, I've done some things I'm not proud of in my past. Um, but and they wonder why this such. But thing is this is what social media puts you to. This is what mainstream media pushes you to. This is the narrative a lot of people are pushing you into doing stuff like this, letting you know it's okay, and it's not. It really ain't. If you do it, I mean, I'm not going to judge you. That's between you and Yahweh. I mean, He'll judge you when you go up there and stand in front of them pearly gates, but it's not for me. That's not my cup of tea. It really ain't. Um, to me, that's got about as much uses on as a tit on a boar hog. I mean, I ain't got no use for it. Yeah, like I said, to each is their own. Do what you got to do, boo. But that's not for me. That's not my cup of tea. So, you know, I take a little bit more pride in myself. Um, even though I don't look it no more, I still take a little bit of pride in myself. Yeah, all these dang medications I'm on. Oh, I did get. I haven't had a chance to read. I've kind of glanced over it a little bit, but I finally got the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies in. I've glanced over it. I've not had a chance to really dig into it yet. I've just been too busy. And but as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know some more stuff. Unlike the rest of the population, I have never had a phase of my loose living. Yeah, no one night stands, no running wild, never a substance abuser, and not even a parking ticket. Better person than I am. It's like milking a male cow. Oh my God, you had to go there. Yes, I milked a bull. Now I got my stuff for lifting weights. And I'm like, you can't milk a bull, dude. Yeah, you can. I what? No, no, Hoss. It don't work that way. I'm sorry. But how true your comment is, Roxanne, is it's yeah. There's sadly there's people that believe that is possible, and I'm sorry to tell people out there, a animal's male anatomy is the same as a man's male anatomy. An animal's female anatomy is the same as a woman's female anatomy. You can't milk a dude. You can't milk a male animal. I'm just trying to tell you. Thought in my mind of the look of a male bull. Yeah, can't go there. I'm on YouTube. Yeah. Now you got me pitching. Yeah, dang it. Yeah. It might be white like milk, but it's not milk. No, it is not. Oh my God, you just killed thousands of babies when you do that. Oh my God, that is yeah. I have so got to behave because I'm on YouTube. I so got to behave. Oh, because my ornery ass is about ready was wanting to come out, and I got to be professional. So yeah, nope, sorry, guy. Oh God, Roxanne, yeah, man, yeah. Oh my God, I'm going to tie my hands so I behave. Oh my God, I am trying to keep my mouth shut and not go to my Gen X Marine Corps grunt and CO attitude. Oh my God, yeah, oh, it's so hard to behave right now. It's so yeah. No, I'm sorry to break people's hearts out there, but you cannot milk a male animal, goat, horse, bull. You can't. Penny Van, you need two nightstands on either side of the bed, neither just one nightstand. You may have, Roxanne, but I am keeping. I'm behave. I'm being a professional. Oh, yeah. No. So I mean, I've got a lot of stuff in line for you guys. No worries, Don. I'm probably going to be hopping off here soon, anyways, because I have got to make an emergency ordeal. But so yeah, so in conclusion, Werebeasts are all over the world, and they're pretty much any kind of animal that you want to be. Yeah, yeah. Don is feeding the dog and catching his breath. Hell yeah. Yeah. So I mean, in conclusion, so I mean, these Werebeasts, I mean, they're throughout history. I mean, we got stuff dated back 32,000 years talking about these things. I mean, they're in every single culture around the world, and you pretty much can be whatever kind of animal you want to be. The most common thing to it is dealing with a shaman, um, stuff like that. Yeah, I might have to grab me a green apple here after the show. So, I mean, I'll be looking into some more of this stuff, see if I come up with anything different. I mean, we can probably do a show on each one of the creatures, but that'll be for another time. I mean, all in all, man, it's it's fascinating, and I'm shocked how many of y'all didn't know about Werebeast. I am really shocked on that because I grew up hearing about that stuff, so I thought that was common amongst everybody. So that's we learned a lot today, and I have fun learning with you guys. Um, oh man, I keep forgetting my banners. I've done it because of that freaking hoo ha. Guys, don't forget I've got a new merch line, merch store. If you go to thebizarreandunknown.com and you buy my merch between now and the 31st of July, you get 10% off. On the top of the screen gives you a chance to hit that 10% discount code. So if you can't remember that, it's Cryptid 10. When you go into the store, you click that little box up above, and it'll automatically add your 10% discount. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Kevin. I really do, bud. Like I said, though, next Saturday I may not be doing a campfire chats because if I get a chance to go down and pick up on this investigation of the werewolf or dogman encounter that just happened not too long ago, I need to get down there. Now that I'm getting my truck done, my truck back, I've got to get my butt in gear and get out to these investigations. I'd rather do the wear and tear on my vehicle than my brother's. I mean, I'm truly blessed. My brother's let me borrow his truck while mine's been broke down. I don't want to put any more wear and tear on it than what I already have. So I will be getting around doing some of that stuff to get it out there for you guys. Get back in my deal here. Get down here. So yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, I did drop a new merch line yesterday called The Funnies. And I'm trying to add a little bit of humor in the cryptid life. So I'll be coming up some more stuff on that too. I do have my military line, which is called the Freedom is Not Free line. I do have Ginger Lives Matter line, and I have an Alienware line, and I have a Viking line. And I'll be, when I get a chance to add more stuff to them, I'll add more stuff to them. Some people I highly recommend to follow on YouTube. If you're not following my good brother William Nighthawk on his YouTube channel at William Nighthawk 6630, not only you get to see my fluffy face bud on there with them from time to time, but the man is phenomenal. A wealth of information. I highly recommend listening to my good brother William. Another really good one is my good friend, fellow author D.A. Roberts. I forgot to do something. Snow, I need to hop down for a minute, bud. I promised Kerry Pocket Doc Davis that I would talk about his merchandise on my store. He is not a sponsor. Dark Angel Medical is not a sponsor of my show. I do not have sponsors, but I am a huge fan of these trauma kits. And I have two of them. I have a headrest style that sits in my truck, and I have this one, which is my portable one that I take with me anywhere. This is Dark Angel Medical. It's a veteran-owned company, and Kerry Pocket Doc Davis is the main man, the boss man of it. Does a really good job. You have different levels. Mine is set up for military field medicine. Because that's what most of my first aid knowledge is in combat field medicine. So I went with the military style. If you use discount code DA Roberts 10, or I believe it's DA Roberts 10. I forgot. I believe it's DA Roberts 10. You get a 10% discount. DA Roberts, the gentleman bottom here with his YouTube channel, DAX Machina, is a sponsor and a co-host on that show. But I have two of their kits, his kits so far. when you're looking for a trauma kit, yes, you're going to spend a little bit more money on this one here. They're not cheap, but when you're buying it, you're not buying cheap stuff. Everything he has in his kits are top notch, grade A stuff. And if you have certain programs where you could buy your trauma stuff and first aid stuff, he does take those. I don't remember what it is. I keep forgetting to message him. But you can buy them with that program that all you EMTs and first responders have. Technically, I am a first responder, but I'm not a first responder where I do first aid. I just had that up. I could pop that back up for you real quick, Penny. Before I do, if you go to Amazon, you type in D.A.Roberts, they'll take you to D.A. Roberts' fan page on Amazon and follow him on there. Anytime he releases a book, same as me, it'll let you know. D.A. is a top-notch author, really, really good author. He's a huge help and huge inspiration for me in my books. Penny, I'll leave that up here for a few seconds before I do some other plugs. But it's thebizarreandtheunknown.com. I had to buy that domain. So if you go there, it's through Tree Spring. But if you go to thebizarreandtheunknown.com, that'll take you to my merch store. Dang allergies. And like I said, right now, code Cryptid10 will get you 10% off your purchases until the 31st of July. Another good show that I highly recommend is the Cryptid Huntress herself, Jessica Jones. Go to YouTube and type in the Cryptid Huntress and follow Jessica Jones. She's a great researcher and great investigator. She has a really good show. Someone we was talking about in the chat earlier is with D.A. Roberts right now is Robbie Rip Raines, the co-host of DX Machina. Him and Johnny do a show. It's called What's Really Out There. And he'll tell you that it's DA Machina Light. They do really good shows. They have a lot of short shows. If you're needing something just kind of in a hurry. And they got some they're usually about 30, 40 minutes. Some of them are longer. Highly recommend listening to Robbie. If you guys got an encounter you want me to do a video on, or you want to share some stuff, you can reach me at cryptidandmythological@gmail.com and send them there, and I'll do videos. If you want to be anonymous, I'll keep you anonymous. But you can reach me at cryptidandmythological@gmail.com. And like I said earlier, you can also find me on my author's Facebook page at Eric Testerman. Another good friend of mine, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul's very own Jesus Payon Jr. It's Gonzo. Go to YouTube and look up Breaking Discoveries or Breaking Bigfoot. Anytime he has something worth posting, he will post it on his channel. I highly recommend getting his stuff. He is an author too, and his current book is Breaking Bad with Gonzo, Breaking Bad memoir and cookbook, and how he lost 200 pounds. I haven't had a chance to look at this one either. I've got to get around to doing it. But, he's got another book that he's working on right now as well. So all those is shows that I highly recommend going to see. Hey, Jessica, I just got through talking about you. Your ears must have been burning. For those of you in chat that was just listening to me talk about the Cryptid Huntress, we have her in a chat right now. She's been on my show and I've been on her show. Definitely, like I said earlier, she is a phenomenal researcher and a phenomenal investigator, and she's well worth watching her shows. Yeah, he is calling himself Jesse now. I got the old habit of still calling him Jesus Payon Jr. because that's Jesus. What was the name used on the show? Jesus was Jesse, I think. What was the name used in the? Oh, Gonzo. He was. If you're talking about his shows, Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, he was Gonzo, the actor Gonzo. You're welcome, Jessica. I don't recommend to anybody unless I really like them. I try to get to your shows as much as possible. Sadly, a lot of times I'm hitting your shows when I'm at work, but I always try to interact as much as I can. I love what you do. That's why I always recommend you on my show. Um, so, show your link again. I can't get it to show up. Okay. And I'll put it in text too. Let me scroll down here. There's that. So, and I've got, like I said, 4 or 5 different merch lines out right now, and I'm working on some other ideas too. And I'll put it in chat too. There you go. No, it's all lowercase, David. I put it in chat right above your comment. I don't know if you can. Well, man, I can test the theory out real. Yeah, looks like it is. I clicked that link and it looks like it's taking me right to it. Yep, takes you right to my merch line. I'm just stealing all your money. I don't know what a permalink is, Penny. Right there in the text, I just clicked it and it took me right to the store. When up right above David's comment, I typed it in the text as well, and it took me right to the store. Um, and you can actually on my YouTube, it's on my YouTube on my profile page. It is there. And I believe it's there on Rumble, and I believe it's there on Patreon as well, and I believe it is on X. I have to remember. I've been trying to add it on stuff as much as possible. I get YouTube stuff, so I'll work on it. Yeah, it is in there. It is in my bio on my YouTube. Let me turn the volume down real quick, just in case whenever I go in here, it does it. Gotta wait on everything to load up. Because I remember I just got through adding it the other day because I changed it up from what it originally was because I bought the domain. So the bizarreandtheunknown.com is my domain. Um, Waiting on this. There it goes. Now it's popping up. So, yeah. I don't know if you can see it. It's not going to make it very. It's not going to read it where you're get where. But my Patreon, my domain's there, my Rumble, my X is there. Buy me a coffee. All them links to that stuff is on my YouTube page when you go there. And hey, Kathleen. So it if you get lost trying to figure it out or trying to remember it, it is on that stuff there. For you guys to be able to get to it. So it's I've been having fun with a lot of that stuff, and I'll be coming up with more ideas and listening to you guys and getting more ideas. I definitely, even though this is a cryptid paranormal supernatural thing, I am a veteran. I am very honored to have been a veteran, so I definitely had to have my own kind of military merch line there. So, in closing, I've got a poem. Just chopped pasta. It's this copy and paste it on the browser. He didn't type it as a. I don't know what's a hyperlink. I don't know what I just typed in the deal there, and I clicked on it in the messenger on the message deal, and it took me right to the. It took me right to it. I don't know. Was there a way I could share another screen? Huh. Well, let me show you. Let me do you get. There's another way to get to it as well. Give me a second. Let me get out of the actual store page and go into my side for a minute. Actually, I might have the old one before I bought the domain in here still. I do. Okay. Well, that's not going where I wanted it to. Actually, let me edit that. Let me do this. Copy. Okay, cancel. Come in here. That is another way to get to it there. Or highlight it where here and right click on the mouse and select Google. Yeah, all I did was click on what I typed in there and it took me right to the store. Oh, I don't know. it just told me to send everybody that domain, the Bizarre and the Unknown, and .com, and then every time I've typed it in on any device I've been on, it takes me right to it. Okay, good. So let me make sure. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and add another one. So right there, and that way I've got both of those on there for everybody. So that's a hyperlink. I thought the domain one was the link, the bizarreandunknown.com. I thought that was what a hyperlink was. Shows you how much I know. Yeah, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff out myself, man. I'm just a hillbilly from Missouri. So there you guys go. So the bizarre and the unknown creator -spring.com will take you to the store as well. So I wrote a kind of a because you are the typer and admin, we can't click on the words and go anywhere unless it's in the link. Okay. If you guys get a chance, go into my YouTube on my profile side and click the link and let me know if that ever worked for you as well. Yeah, we hillbillies are the best, Roxanne. That ain't no joke. But go in there on that, click on that link. It's in my bio and message me later on. Let me know if that worked as well too. Because if that ain't working, I need to know, and I'll put this other one in its place. According to Spring, the bizarreandunknown.com is supposed to take you directly there because I spent $24 a year for that domain. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. So it needs that HTTPS : / / Is that what you're saying is the hyperlink part? Okay. Let me edit that one while we're talking. Oh, that one has it on there. Okay. Never mind. That one does have it on there. Oh, no, wait. That's never mind. Wrong one. Wrong one. So I'll get on there. Let me know if it doesn't work in the bio, and then I may just when I'm done here go ahead and add it on the bio side of it as well. So with that being said, I've got the closing I like to do. And it goes something like this. There comes a time when a warrior falls. They leave this realm and be missed by all. Raise a glass and keep them in your heart for what they have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, your EMTs, and the blue line. What they do or have done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to save us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They all have served or are serving. Okay, because I'll look into that and I'll add that on there, Penny. Thanks for letting me know. Yes, I learned something new. So with that being said, until next time, guys, either on William's show or mine, I'll see you then. I'll let you know if I don't do a show Saturday, and because if I get a chance to go do that investigation, I'm doing it. So until next week, folks, to all my followers, I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are amazing. I'm truly blessed with everybody who follows my channel. To any of my new followers, thank you so much for joining this bizarre and unknown universe. Let's build this universe up. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button, and let's build. And let's create an amazing show together. And this show is not just for me, folks. This is for you guys too. So let's build this show together, and let's make this one of the best ones out there. Let's have fun doing this. I like to have fun when I'm doing stuff. I don't want to be an uptight dude. I just want to be me. So, been busy and not caught up many shows this weekend. We'll try to catch up more this week. That's fine, Kathleen. It is a secure beginning of an internet address. It acts like a zip code on your phone area. It tells the internet where to start. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Melissa. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings to you all. And may Yahweh bless you.